Hey, it's Huck. Now, I'll try to make this brief. First of all, this video may look a little strange because I'm doing something I don't believe I've ever done before. And that is, I'm using my smartphone to make a video. And that's because my computer is kaput. I have had this computer for like 9 years or maybe more. And, it's been giving me problems for the last, year and a half. But it's finally gotten to the point where it just won't stay on, more than a minute or two before it crashes, no matter what the heck I'm trying to do with it. And that's especially true if I'm trying to process video. In order to upload one to YouTube, I have to, I have a software program. Well, at any rate, so it dawned on me that I have this recording function on my smartphone. I've probably only recorded video on my smartphone maybe 2 or 3 times since I've had this damn thing. And so I'm not real adept at it, and I'm going to figure out as soon as I'm done recording this how to take this video on my smartphone and hopefully, using my smartphone, upload it to YouTube. But we'll find out whether or not that, in fact, is a thing. At any rate, a couple of things have happened here. That's the reason why I haven't posted a video for so long, and I apologize for that. There's so much going on. Today, as I speak here, I'm sitting here. It's a little after 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which means that, I'm getting all geared up to watch the Iowa caucuses here. I'm kind of pulling for Bernie tonight, but I fear that Hillary's probably going to somehow have a little bit more strength in many of the rural counties around Iowa and is going to probably pull this one out. But we'll see. We'll see. At any rate, I've had a lot of thoughts about, the way this campaign's been going, both in the Democratic Party and, of course, Trump and the Republican Party. And Trump is beginning to frighten me quite a bit here as far as being a lot more viable than I think some Democrats may be giving him credit for. Provided that he can actually, pull this out somehow and gain the Republican nomination, then I think he's got more crossover appeal to some Democrats. And so eventually we're going to talk about that, not today. At any rate, I do want to give a shout out to a very special person out there. You know who you are. Thanks to your kindness, I was able to get my car fixed. A whole number of things have happened here since I was approved for my Social Security disability. First they cut me off of food stamps, of course. Second, I found out that my Medicaid is going to expire. I could stay on it, but in Ohio, to stay on Medicaid under disability, they only allow you to keep the first $673 of your, disability check in this case, and they take everything above that in order to stay on Medicaid. So, in my case, that would be like over $600. They'd take literally half of what I earn. And so that's not feasible. And before Obamacare, I'd just be screwed. One of the facts of life is that I have oxygen. And I don't want to concern anybody out there, but the truth is I've been using it, a lot more frequently than I would like. I was put on oxygen a few months before I lost my job, before I was medically discharged from work. And at that time, I still had insurance through, work. It was costing me like $230 a month out of my paycheck. And, and of course I had the co-pays every time I went to the doctor, every time I, got a prescription, which, none of that, you have to deal with on Medicaid, which is amazing. But when I had that insurance, one of the things that happened was they took my oxygen away. Because about a month after they gave me the oxygen, here it turned out that under that insurance policy, and I had insurance through United Healthcare or whatever the big company is, they had a $1,000 deductible, and they wanted it up front. And in other words, you had to pay the first $1,000, and then there was a monthly sum, as well. But at any rate, I didn't have the $1,000. I mean, when I was working, I was going through a period of time there. The reason that I was medically discharged from work was because I was missing so much work. I missed something like 180 days out of, 240 scheduled working days that year, or whatever it was. At any rate, whatever the situation was, I couldn't come up with $1,000, and so they took my oxygen away. Well, I requalified for oxygen now that I've been under Medicaid ever since, I've been out of work. And so now I'm going to lose Medicaid because I can't afford to keep it. And, I did a lot of videos about the Affordable Care Act on my other channel. And, I'm going to have to sign up for it. Now, before the Affordable Care Act came around, there simply wouldn't have been another alternative for me. I would have either stayed on Medicaid and, lost my house and tried to figure out where I was going to live on $600 a month while, they took the rest of my health insurance. Because, before the Affordable Care Act, first of all, there was no insurance company that would have insured me with a lung illness like I have. Now, they can't turn me down. But I don't know what I'm going to pay based on my income. So, at any rate, I'm going to find out more about that here. I'm supposed to talk to an insurance broker who's going to kind of guide me through the process before I actually do sign up. Supposedly, he has a little bit more information, about people in my situation and the options that are out there and the different policies that are available here, to me and what they would cost. And more importantly, given the medications and the oxygen and the other things that I require, what this policy would, what the reality is going to be for me. I'm really concerned, though, that it's going to be another $1,000 deductible. I'm not sure because I've already got it. So I don't know if that, just because I switched from Medicaid now to an insurance company, a different insurer, I'm not sure that they would still need to take the deductible. Maybe I can bypass that now. I don't know. Anyway, those are among the questions I'll have. I wanted to say, though, that I've had a lot of problems aside from, let's just face it. I went a long time without income. I had a lot of help from one person in particular, but from several people that had helped. And I appreciate all of that. But in the meantime, in order to try to make ends meet, with that help, I had to sell a lot of things. And I had to cash in my life insurance and a lot of other things. There were things I couldn't pay and that now are catching up with me. And so it was not a good thing that, always when things are worst, that's when emergencies seem to come up when you least need them. I had to put over $600, $630 or $640 into my car just in the last month. All kinds of things were going wrong with it. Had to replace the front axle. I had to replace some kind of sensor on the, I don't know what it was, something on the engine, crankshaft sensor. $200 for that. And then they had to, there was a bad spark plug wire, I don't know, it was missing like crazy. And wouldn't start at times. Anyway, so I had to get a tune-up. And on my Hyundai, they have to, remove some part of the engine or something. It's like a 3-hour labor job. Anyway, you gave me a slight break on it. It was $200 to do the tune-up. A tune-up. So like I said, I put like $600 and some in my car this month. And but I did get my car back. Again, thanks to you-know-who out there. I was finally able to get all of that done. And now I am scrambling to try to figure out how I'm going to replace my computer. That's a long-term project here. My main, the first order of business right now is the insurance. And seeing what that's going to cost me a month and if this is going to be feasible. I'm assuming on my income that somehow I'll be able to make that happen. But I got to find out what that's going to be. I've got a couple other things that I've got to attend to right away. I don't want to lose my life insurance policy. I've got to pay the interest that I didn't pay last year on that. But these are things that, like everybody has to deal with, emergencies when they come up, and I'm just going to have to do the best I can. So I apologize for kind of ranting and rambling through this. Like I said, I'm going to be looking forward to watching this Iowa caucuses tonight, and I have a lot of mixed feelings about the Democratic Party right now, about some of the things that Hillary Clinton is saying about Bernie Sanders, or her surrogates at least are saying about Bernie Sanders. And it's, like they say, politics ain't beanbag. And but I look at it this way. I'm going to be rooting for Bernie. I'm hoping that he's going to do well. I'm hoping he can sustain some momentum through this. And, the thing is, here's a candidate in Bernie Sanders that's actually saying, and has said, basically for a lifetime, almost all of the things that we progressive liberals, say that we believe it. And it's interesting that all the Democrats are sticking together, even to the point where they're kind of reneging on some of the goals supposedly they're supposed to stand for. In light of, things like, well, that's not realistic. We can't do what Bernie wants because that's never going to get done. So that kind of talk riles me. What I fear is that we're going to get into a general election, and someone like Trump, who's got more crossover appeal than I think anybody right now is giving him credit for, is going to motivate his supporters to go out and vote. And, Republican Party is going to have a hard time winning the next election because of the demographic problem. But Trump kind of throws that all to hell because of his ability, I think, to get a lot of what we would call Reagan Democrats to vote for him. And so he's going to, I think, offers the potential to get a lot more people to vote this time around than people like Romney or McCain were able to motivate to go out and vote Republican. At the same time, I really fear that Clinton will not have the same success of being able to rally, a large contingent of Democrats behind her banner for whatever number of reasons. And so I'm not so sure that Bernie wouldn't actually be not only the more progressive candidate, which he clearly is on a number of issues, but also, the person who's most likely to pull out a win in the general against a Donald Trump. Anyway, I'd be very interested to hear your opinion on that. I want to do a more in-depth look at all of that, looking at both Donald Trump and Bernie Sanders. But I'm probably going to, let's see how this video comes out here with the, if I could even get this posted on YouTube somehow without the use of my computer. Anyway, that's where I've been. I apologize for being gone for so long. Thanks for watching. Be kind to one another. I'll see you again real soon.